You will remember, viewers, that some time back I had warned all of you that there is a deep state, there is an American deep state which is going to try and destabilize India. They will use some Indian politicians who are their stooges to try and create a narrative in this country, try and create chaos, try and create anarchy. They will stop at nothing, ladies and gentlemen. They will use mobs, they will instigate, they will provoke. And over the last few days, ladies and gentlemen, it is quite apparent to me that the American deep state is getting very involved in this process of trying to destabilize the country. Sometimes they go and meet the Gupkar gang in Kashmir, then they go and meet OAC, then they go and meet the Congress leaders. So the whole Congi-Indi ecosystem is being played on and worked on by the American deep state. Now I believe, ladies and gentlemen, George Soros is part of that deep state, directly or indirectly. I believe that these several NGO fronts, the funds operating out of Hawaii, those who transfer thousands of dollars to individual academics in India in the name of quote-unquote fellowships, take them to America like the Phi Circuit to feed them, and in order to make them speak against their own country. That's one part of the effort, which is that of getting Mir Jafars in India to work against national interest. Unfortunately, in our country, we have too many Mir Jafars historically and even as of now. Ladies and gentlemen, today, however, I'm speaking of a very, very clear and obvious case of trying to build a narrative against India abroad. I'll explain this, and I need your complete attention, viewers. Viewers, of late, this organization called Amnesty International, it's been going around the whole world saying that Bangladesh is flooded because of India. It is going around the whole world writing letters, doing PR exercises, it's trying to instigate people, calling activists, saying Bangladesh is going to be completely flooded because India has opened the Farakka dam. Now, viewers, this is such a case of fake news. Such an open and unscrupulous attempt at fake news and fraud that Amnesty should be ashamed of itself. Shame on you, Amnesty. You've proven today that you're part of the CIA American deep state, that you have an agenda against India, which is why instead of focusing on the fact that hundreds of thousands of Hindus are being targeted in Bangladesh every day by the Jamaat-e-Islami and the Islamists, instead of speaking against the human rights atrocities that are going on right now, this very minute in Bangladesh, you choose to be quiet on that. And you're lying to the whole world that India, according to them, ladies and gentlemen, has released waters, excess waters from its dams, which has caused floods and is killing people in Bangladesh. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, let me state the facts. Farakka is a barrage, not a dam. It is a barrage, one. B, every year this happens. At this time during the monsoon, there is a seasonal development. When there is heavy rainfall, you release some waters. Farakka is a barrage, not a dam. Amnesty, are you illiterate, ignorant, or malicious, or a mix of all? Ladies and gentlemen, this is annual activity. It happens all the time. The flood situation in Bangladesh is not because India has released water from dams. This is a historical fact. Bangladesh is flood prone. This has happened historically. Now look at the sequence of events. Amnesty said flooding, water scarcity, illegal operations, India has violated international protocols. It says all the floods in Bangladesh are because of India. Not only are the floods in Bangladesh because of India, Amnesty said even water shortage in Bangladesh is because of India. Short of saying that everything in Bangladesh is because of India, including the America-sponsored coup, they have said everything possible. Now they wrote a letter to a EU-based EU NGO, a UN NGO called GHRD. And GHRD's legal head wrote to Amnesty saying everything you're saying is rubbish. You have no interest in the persecution of minorities. You are hypocrites. You are liars. That's effectively what they were told by the UN NGO. But despite all of these facts, and now I'm coming to the core point, CNN writes an article on the 27th of August, which says India is responsible for the floods in Bangladesh. And India is accused of releasing water. This is Indian water. People are saying we hate India. CNN, you don't know your facts. You don't know anything about this region. You sit somewhere in Atlanta or New York. You get any PR piece from Amnesty, at least do your fact check. Shame on you, CNN. Al Jazeera targets India for the Bangladesh floods and says people in Bangladesh are blaming India for a dam release. I have lost everything. Bangladeshi floods strand 1.25 million homes and people are blaming India. Al Jazeera, we have no expectations from you. But even so, check your facts. Put out an apology. Realize this is annual activity and Farakka is not a dam, it's a barrage. What would Qatar have done in a similar situation? There is no logic anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to understand it's the weather, it's rainfall. It's not the Indian Ministry of External Affairs planning how to flood Bangladesh. It's absurd. The Farakka barrage gates always remain open in the monsoons. It has always been the case. This clarification has come. And in 2015, an analysis by the World Bank estimated 3.5 million people in Bangladesh were at risk of annual river flooding. It's been stated by the World Bank, but no. You see, Amnesty, CNN, Al Jazeera, CIA, American deep state. Connect the dots. Connect the dots, viewers. And understand the moot point. Why is this happening? This is happening because the CIA and the American deep state has messed up Bangladesh. They don't want to talk about the fact that Yunus has lost control. People are laughing at him everywhere. He's an unmitigated disaster. Inflation has gone beyond control in Bangladesh. The army is refusing to come out and help. Hindus are being targeted. Hindus are being persecuted. They are losing their jobs. Hindu homes have been burned. Hindu businesses have been closed. Hindus are being thrown out of academic positions. Hindus are being brutally targeted every single day, just that the reporting is a bit less. And Bangladesh as a country has fallen down dozens of notches overnight. And all of this has happened because the American deep state meddled in Bangladesh. Now they are embarrassed as hell. They should be. But they want to turn the attention away. How do they turn their attention away? By saying floods in a part of Bangladesh are being caused by India. Now viewers, the danger in this is that this will lead to further targeting of Hindus in Bangladesh. This is my worry. They are building an anti-India sentiment. The CIA, the American deep state are working very hard through their media wings to create an anti-India sentiment. And Amnesty International is a useful, spineless, invertebrate cog in the wheel in that process. Shame on you, Amnesty. Shame on you, CNN. Shame on you, Al Jazeera. Shame on you, CIA and the American deep state. The facts are before you, viewers. Now, why have I explained all of this over the last 5 to 6 minutes? The moot point I'm trying to make tonight is this, viewers. We have to watch out. We are growing as a country, as an economy. Believe me, viewers, in a matter of time, we'll move to position 4 than 3. We will move from 3 trillion to 5 trillion, and the road to 10 trillion is very realistically closer than the road from 3 to 5 was. We're going to move at a very fast pace. We're going to be a threat to a divided America. We are going to be a threat to an in peril EU. We are much bigger than a bankrupt United Kingdom. And we are a potent challenge to China, which is growing at a flat rate. All of these countries have an interest in pulling us down. And they will pull us down. They will attempt to. They can't really do that. But they're going to try and do that using organizations like Amnesty, CNN, Al Jazeera, Deep State, their media, narrative setters, and of course people like George Soros. This reporting on what Amnesty is saying, this fake news on what Amnesty is saying about the situation in Bangladesh, you need to read more about it. And you need to ask yourself whether you agree with me that it is the most obvious example of fake news narrative setting that has ever happened. Then mark my words, what I said a month back. Link what I said about a month back when Bangladesh was burning, when I said there are some people in India like Rahul Gandhi who want Western intervention in India, how dangerous that is. Consider, link that to this. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, go back and find out over the last 10 to 15 years how openly Amnesty has been supporting the interests of the Congress party and Rahul Gandhi and the Gandhi Vadra family in India. Please, before it's too late, connect the dots. Please connect the dots. It's in national interest. If you're seeing this video, I'm sorry if it was too long, forward it to everyone. please let people know what my views are on this subject. Let us start a conversation on the meddling in Indian affairs of the Western deep states.